Just a girl. How are you, honey?
This is bolt cutters.
This is our best. He's a paramedic.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay.
Just hang loose for me.
Anybody got? I need a handcuff key. Handcuff key.
He was a mass murderer and serial killer from South Carolina, known for shooting 7 people and holding a woman captive in a shipping container on his property only to torture and use her as a sex slave. His plan was to detain her for a lifetime, but luckily, because of one Facebook post, he was arrested and put behind bars. Todd Kohlhepp was born on the 7th of March 1971 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and was raised in South Carolina and Georgia. Like many serial killers, he too had a very difficult childhood. His parents divorced when he was just 2 years old, and he was forced to live with his abusive grandfather for a while, which he hated. Eventually, in 1983, his mother decided to send him away to live with his biological father. His father was obsessed with guns and had multiple girlfriends. Initially, Todd enjoyed spending time with his father, but he soon got angry with him as he was spending most of his time with different girlfriends, and hardly any time with Todd. Since he started nursery school, he was known to be aggressive towards other children. Because of his bad temper, he had to undergo counseling at the age of just 9 years old. He was described as being preoccupied with sexual content and enjoyed seeing animals suffer as he tortures them. He would shoot a dog with a BB gun and use Clorox to kill a goldfish. As Todd grew, he was becoming more explosive and angry, finding it hard to get along with other children. As a result, he spent 3.5 months in Georgia Mental Hospital. At the age of just 15, Todd kidnapped a 14-year-old girl in Arizona. Threatening her with a gun, he managed to force her back home where he tied her up and raped her. After the attack, he walked her back home, but told her if she ever reported him to the police, he would kill her younger siblings. Regardless of the threat, she still reported the incident to the police, and at the age of 15 years old, Todd was found guilty of kidnap and sexual assault, in which he was sentenced to serve 14 years in prison. He was released from prison in 2001 and moved to Spartanburg soon after. Todd lied about being a sex offender and managed to obtain a real estate license on the 30th of June 2006. 2 years later, in 2008, he graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Administration and Marketing. He furthermore went on to build his own real estate firm with 12 agents working under him. Employees said their boss Todd would watch porn during work, make sexual jokes, and discuss openly about being a sex offender. 30-year-old Carla Brown and her 32-year-old boyfriend, Charlie Carver, had been missing since the 31st of August 2016. The couple had gone into Todd's house to do some cleaning work, but unfortunately, as soon as they stepped foot into his property, their nightmare began. As Carla was cleaning, she watched Todd gun Charlie down, before he proceeded to hold her hostage for months. After a few days of their disappearance, Charlie's mother tried to contact him and his girlfriend but couldn't reach either of them, so she decided to report this to the police on the 3rd of September. The police went to the couple's apartment, but when they went inside, it was clear they haven't been in there for a few days. They also found Carla's dog, Romeo, had been left alone in the apartment without food or water. About 2 months later, strange postings started to appear on Charlie's Facebook. He said he's married Carla and living very well. As soon as the families of both Carla and Charlie saw the post, they immediately thought it was fake, because the post came after weeks of silence. On the 3rd of November 2016, Spartanburg County Police conducted an investigation on Todd's 95-acre property after they traced Charlie's Facebook post to Todd's house. Upon investigating the property, they heard loud banging inside a metal shipping container. The police forced the door open, to which they found Carla Brown chained to the wall.
Watch out, y'all move. I got it.
Just a girl.
Just a girl. How are you, honey?
This is bolt cutters.
This is our best. He's a paramedic.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're gonna get you out of there. Okay.
Just hang loose for me.
Anybody got? I need a handcuff key. Handcuff key. Do you know where your buddy is?
Charlie?
Yes.
He shot him.
He shot him.
Who did?
Douche.
Todd Kohlhepp shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here, and I never seen him again.
Okay.
He says he's dead and buried. He says there's several bodies dead and buried out here, and he says that the dogs will be ruined if they go looking because there's red pepper.
We're gonna step you out, sweet. Because there's what?
Red pepper.
Okay. Tell the dog people that.
He says
No,
there's pepper everywhere.
Carla was locked inside a pitch black shipping container for 2 months. To stop her from escaping and shouting, he would gag her, handcuff her hands behind her back, as well as ensuring her neck and ankles were chained. He would also take her to his apartment above the garage every day for 30 to 45 minutes to allow Carla to wash herself with a bucket of water and change into clean clothes. Shockingly, Todd was planning to use Carla as his sex slave forever.
We would get there between 1 and 3 o'clock every day, take me up to the main building, beat me, make me do whatever he wanted sexually, and then he'd put me back in the building. And then he would always come back between 5 and 7, take me back up to the building, beat me again. Most of the time, do whatever, get whatever out of me he wanted sexually again. And I refused to do anything that he wanted. If I said no, he didn't force himself on me because he said he didn't believe in rape, but he made it very well known why I was there, and if I wasn't useful, that I wouldn't need to be kept any longer, and that he would shoot me.
During her confinement, Todd had told her he would like to build a house on his farm located in Woodruff, which would be soundproof for Carla to spend the rest of her life in. 2 days after Carla was freed, the police found Charlie Carver's body on Todd's property, in a shallow grave. He had been shot 3 times in the chest. Authorities continued to search the house for more evidence, and on the 6th and 7th of November they unearthed 2 more bodies, which were later identified as husband and wife. 29-year-old Johnny Joe Coxey and 26-year-old Megan Leah McCraw Coxey. They were residents of Spartanburg who were reported missing on the 22nd of December 2015. Todd lured the couple to his house by hiring them to work on his property, but instead he shot them in the head a few days after holding them captive, which was on the 25th or on the 26th of December 2015. They were able to identify them due to Johnny's extensive tattoos. At the time, Todd Kohlhepp was a 45-year-old real estate agent who was a successful local businessman and had a high IQ of 118. Things appeared normal on the outside, but behind closed doors, he was a serial killer and was also responsible for the Superbike murders which happened 13 years earlier that took away 4 lives. In 2003, Todd had purchased a motorbike from the Superbike Motorsports in Chesney, South Carolina. But when he went back to the store claiming the motorcycle was faulty, the owner and employees made fun of him for not knowing how to ride his motorcycle and refused to give him a refund. This aggravated Todd, so he returned to the store later and took out his gun, firing bullets at them until they were dead, killing 4 people in total, to include the owner, Scott Ponder, and his mother, Beverly Guy, service manager, Brian Lucas, and mechanic engineer, Chris Sherbert. But the case went unsolved for 13 years. Even though Todd was on the Superbike customer list, he was never interviewed and had only confessed after he was arrested for the kidnapping of Carla Brown.
Where's your emergency?
It's at Superbike Motorsports.
Okay, what's the problem?
Apparently everybody's been shot up here.
Todd was arrested shortly after Carla was rescued.
My sergeant served a search warrant on your property. Okay? We have Kayla.
Excuse me?
We have Kayla in your property. She was locked in a container. Okay? She has told us that you shot and killed Charlie. Okay? So at this time, I'm going to need you to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
He's already here.
He's already come.
Okay. You're under arrest right now for kidnapping. All right? They're going to continue to search your property. They're going to continue. They got cadaver dogs down there. Okay? If you want to help yourself, tell me where Charlie's at so we can go find his body. That's pretty much where we're at right now.
Okay.
Do you want to help yourself and tell me where the body's at so we can go recover Charlie's body?
No, sir.
You don't want to?
No, sir.
Okay. Why'd you shoot him?
I didn't shoot anybody, sir.
Okay, why'd you lock her in a container in your property?
I was talking.
She's on your property right now, locked in a container. They just got her out of they called it a
Shipping
Connex box. She was locked in a container in a Connex box. They got her. We have investigators. We have like 20 investigators on your property right now. And they have found her in the Connex box. So she never left your property. Okay, you locked her in the Connex box, and she has told investigators that you shot and killed Charlie. Okay, so I'm trying to give you an opportunity to help yourself and help us, help you find this body. Because she's saying Charlie's body, you buried Charlie's body on that property. So you're saying you didn't lock her up, you didn't put her in the Connex box or anything? Probably a good thing. Go ahead and put him in the back of your car.
Sir. Yes, sir, I will accept that. I'm not resisting.
Okay, stand up for me.
Will you?
Stand up for me.
Yes, sir. Come here, Taz.
He later confessed to being the killer behind the unsolved Superbike murders, and also for murdering Johnny and Megan Coxey, in exchange for allowing him to talk to his mother, give her a photograph, and transfer money to a college fund of a friend's child. While meeting with his mother, he reportedly confessed to other murders and kidnapping. This left her mother speechless, both upset and frustrated. When his mother asked him how many victims were there, his response was, "You do not have enough fingers."
You just described for me 7 murders that your son committed, that he told you about. And it was all because the people were mean to him?
They embarrassed him.
And so he killed them.
They embarrassed him. And you know, anybody, I don't care who you are, and whether you have a temper or you don't have a temper, nobody wants to be embarrassed.
But it's not like he went out daily and killed somebody. There was a lot of time between the first ones and then the others, which I know that doesn't mean much to the families, and I'm sorry. But he wasn't a serial killer.
Inside his house, they uncovered numerous weapons, including 9mm pistols outfitted with suppressors, semi-automatic rifles, and large amounts of ammunition. These weapons were obtained illegally, because when investigators carried out a background check under Todd's name for the purchase of a firearm, there were no records available. Upon further investigation into Todd, they discovered a number of seemingly joking product reviews for a number of items. Between 2014 to 2016, Todd left over 140 reviews on Amazon. He brought items to include padlocks, shuffles, tasers, and gun accessories. His username was simply me. Customers who saw these reviews would most likely think they were trolling, but little did anyone know Todd was actually being serious. One review in regards to a black shovel stated, "Keep in car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home. Does not come with a midget, which would have been nice." Another written for a padlock reads, "Solid locks, have 5 on a shipping container. Won't stop them, but sure will slow them down till they are too old to care." For this product, he said, "It's blacker than my soul and priced right." Todd was charged with 7 counts of murder in relation to the Chesney shootings, killing of Charlie Carver as well as Johnny and Megan Coxey, 2 counts of kidnap and 3 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. On the 26th of May 2017, Todd pleaded guilty to 7 counts of murder, 2 counts of kidnap, and 1 count of criminal sexual assault. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole in a plea bargain that spared him from capital punishment. Although his defense team insisted at his sentencing there were no other victims involved, but Todd repeatedly admitted there were at least 2 other murders, though he's yet to give details on those crimes. Thank you so much for watching. Please do let me know what your thoughts are on this case. Support the channel by subscribing and sharing this video. Please do stay alert and stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.